In the bustling heart of Cebu City, Philippines, where the humid air carries the scent of street food and the distant hum of jeepneys, a remarkable tale began to unfold. It was the story of 48 young souls, children aged between 8 and 16, who formed the Cebu City Children's Harmonic Choir. These kids came from diverse corners of the city, some from modest homes in the barangays, others from families scraping by on small businesses or daily wages. They weren't born into privilege. Many had faced the harsh realities of life in a developing nation, where education and dreams often competed with the need to help at home. Yet, music bound them together, a shared passion ignited in community centers and school halls where they practiced under the guidance of dedicated teachers who saw potential in their raw voices. The choir's formation wasn't accidental. It started a few years earlier when a local music teacher, Ms. Elena Ramirez, noticed a group of kids singing during recess at a public school in Cebu. Their voices, untrained but pure, blended in a way that gave her chills. She rallied parents, community leaders, and even sought small donations to form a proper choir. Word spread, and soon, auditions brought in more children from across the city. By 2024, the group had swelled to 48 members, each bringing their unique story. There was little Andrea, the 12-year-old spokesperson, whose family ran a sari-sari store and who dreamed of becoming a doctor to help her ailing grandmother. Then there was Miguel, a shy 10-year-old from a fishing community, who found solace in singing after losing his father to a typhoon. Sophia, 14, balanced choir practice with helping her mother sell fruits at the market, her powerful alto voice a beacon of her resilience. And young Carlo, the youngest at 8, whose infectious energy lifted the group during long rehearsals. These children practiced tirelessly, often in sweltering heat without air conditioning, harmonizing folk songs, pop tunes, and hymns. Their repertoire included traditional Filipino pieces like Bahay Kubo, infused with modern twists, but they excelled in emotional ballads that showcased their ability to convey depth beyond their years. Ms. Ramirez believed in them so fiercely that she entered them in local competitions, where they won accolades and built a small following. But the big dream loomed, performing on an international stage. Whispers of Britain's Got Talent (AGT) circulated, a show known for catapulting ordinary talents to stardom. The kids watched clips of past auditions on shared phones, mesmerized by the golden buzzer moments. One day, "That's us," Andrea would say, her eyes sparkling. The opportunity arose in early 2025 when an online submission caught the eye of BGT producers. The choir's video, a heartfelt rendition of "You Raise Me Up," arranged with Filipino elements like Kundiman influences, stood out amid thousands. An invitation arrived: come to London for the auditions. Excitement rippled through Cebu, but so did challenges. Raising funds for 48 kids, chaperones, and teachers was daunting. Community fundraisers ensued: bake sales, carolings, even a benefit concert at the Cebu Coliseum. Local businesses chipped in plane tickets, while families pooled resources for visas and accommodations. The journey itself was an odyssey: 2 days of flights with layovers in Manila and Dubai, cramped seats, and jet lag that tested their young bodies. Parents back home prayed, knowing this could change everything. Arriving in London, the contrast hit hard. The cold weather was a shock to their tropical accustomed skin. They bundled in borrowed jackets, wide-eyed at the towering buildings and bustling streets. Rehearsals continued in a modest hotel room, voices echoing off walls as they perfected their performance. They chose "You Raise Me Up" for its universal message of hope and upliftment, rearranging it to include layered harmonies that started soft and built to a crescendo, incorporating subtle Filipino rhythms to honor their roots. Costumes were simple yet symbolic: sky blue outfits inspired by traditional barangay attire, embroidered with motifs representing unity and the Philippine sun. Audition day arrived, a mix of nerves and anticipation. Backstage at the London Palladium, the kids held hands in a circle, whispering encouragements. "Para sa Pilipinas," one said, "for the Philippines." As they stepped onto the stage, the bright lights blinded them momentarily. The audience murmured, curious about this large group of children from halfway across the world. Simon Cowell, the notoriously tough judge, leaned back in his seat, arms crossed. Beside him sat Amanda Holden, Alicia Dixon, and Bruno Tonioli, all poised for another act in a long day. Andrea stepped forward as the spokesperson. Her voice steady despite the butterflies, she introduced the group. We are the Cebu City Children's Harmonic Choir, 48 kids from Cebu, Philippines. We traveled for 2 days to be here. We want to show the world the heart of the Filipino people, our resilience, our joy, our unity. The judges nodded, intrigued. Simon asked about their journey, and Andrea shared how music helped them through tough times, like natural disasters and economic struggles back home. The audience listened intently, already warming to these earnest children. Then, the performance began. A single, clear note from Carlo pierced the air, pure and unwavering. One by one, voices joined, sopranos soaring high, altos providing depth, tenors and basses anchoring the harmony. The arrangement was masterful, starting a cappella to highlight their vocal control, then building with imagined instrumentation through their voices alone. The lyrics of "You Raise Me Up" took on new meaning, evoking the kids' own stories of being lifted from hardship by community and song. The theater, usually buzzing with whispers, fell into profound silence. Not a cough, not a shuffle, only the children's voices filling the space. Amanda Holden dabbed at her eyes early on, the emotional delivery hitting her maternal instincts. Alicia Dixon placed a hand over her heart, swaying slightly as the harmonies washed over her. Bruno Tonioli leaned forward, his expressive face alight with wonder, mouthing, "Beautiful," under his breath. But Simon Cowell, he froze. The man known for quick critiques and interruptions sat motionless, his usual poker face cracked by genuine astonishment. His eyes widened as the choir hit a sustained chord, voices blending so seamlessly it sounded like one ethereal entity. The build-up to the climax saw the kids pouring their souls into it, faces contorted with passion, some with tears streaming down. As the final note faded, the silence held for a beat, then erupted into thunderous applause. The audience rose to their feet, cheers echoing through the hall. Backstage, parents and chaperones wept openly. On stage, the kids looked at each other in disbelief, hugging and jumping. Amanda was the first to speak. "That was absolutely breathtaking. I have goosebumps everywhere. You've touched my heart." Alicia added, "The purity in your voices, the emotion, it's like you carried your whole country on that stage." "Incredible." Bruno stood, applauding wildly, "Bravo. Magnifico. You have the discipline of professionals but the innocence of children. Stunning." All eyes turned to Simon. He remained seated for a moment, still processing. The theater quieted, waiting. Finally, he spoke, his voice softer than usual. "I've been doing this for years, and I've heard choirs before. But this is world class. The balance, the tone, the way you told a story without words, it's extraordinary. You came from so far, with so little, and delivered something so powerful. You remind me why we do this show." The audience chanted, "Golden buzzer. Golden buzzer." Simon paused, a rare smile creeping across his face. Then, with deliberate motion, he slammed his hand on the buzzer. Golden confetti rained down, sparkling under the lights. Pandemonium ensued. The kids screamed in joy, Andrea dropping to her knees in tears, others piling into group hugs. Simon stood, clapping, as the judges joined the celebration. Back in Cebu, families watching live streams erupted in cheers, the news spreading like wildfire across social media. This wasn't just an audition, it was a moment of national pride, a testament to Filipino talent shining on a global stage. But the story didn't end there. Advancing to the next rounds, the choir faced new challenges. Semi-finals brought pressure to innovate, so they prepared a medley blending, Bohemian Rhapsody, with Filipino folk elements, showcasing versatility. Rehearsals were intense, with homesickness creeping in, but video calls home kept spirits high. Miguel, the boy from the fishing village, shared how the experience inspired him to pursue music education. Sophia spoke of using any winnings to fund scholarships for other kids. Each child's individual journey intertwined with the group's, little Carlo overcoming stage fright, Andrea growing in confidence as a leader. In the live shows, their performances continued to captivate. One night, they dedicated a song to typhoon victims back home, incorporating survivor stories into the lyrics. Simon, often their toughest critic, became an advocate, praising their growth. "You've evolved from great to exceptional," he said after one show. The public voted en masse, Filipinos worldwide rallying online. Though they didn't win the season, placing in the top 5, the exposure was life-changing. Record deals trickled in, invitations to international festivals, and scholarships for the members. Back in Cebu, the choir returned as heroes. A parade welcomed them, schools honored them, and their story inspired new generations. Ms. Ramirez expanded the program, adding more kids. Andrea, now a teen icon, pursued her medical dreams while performing. Miguel composed original songs about his roots. Sofia started a community music center. Carlo, the spark, kept the joy alive. This tale of 48 kids isn't just about talent, it's about perseverance. From Cebu's streets to London's stage, they proved that dreams, fueled by unity and heart, can silence the world and make it listen. Their voices echoed far beyond the theater, reminding everyone that true power lies in lifting each other up. In the end, Simon's freeze wasn't from cold judgment but from the warmth of genuine awe, a moment frozen in time, inspiring millions to chase their own harmonies.